evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just ate, so my throat's a bit fucked. Anyway, yeah. I was going to play 3 Ultimate, but I'm not. Welcome back to Doomlink's Live Hunts, and indeed, we're not playing 3 Ultimate. Thanks for making that so abundantly clear, Doomlink. I suppose it wasn't already obvious, so you had to twice inform the audience verbally that you were not playing 3 Ultimate. And apparently that's some form of introduction. Thank you for that. I'm trying to find my Twitch app. There it is. Bloody throat. Should have sandpapered my throat before starting. I don't know either. Anyway, the reason why I'm not playing this is officially the first time I have tried to join a room in this game and no one was playing. There was one person playing 3 Ultimate when I was attempting to record that game, and it was Devil, and I think he may have been asleep, but he had posted a high-rank Ludroth quest, and quite frankly that did not inspire me very much, so I decided to come on here, and it seems that there are very few people playing this game as well. Of course, there's no guarantee that there is precisely no one. There could be people who were departed on quests, and therefore there were no rooms for people that were just sitting there in the hub waiting for people to join, but I can make such a room. I'm perfectly happy with that. I will call the room name G-Rank, and we're going to sit in the room and hope that people join. I would say that we will get people joining, and that shouldn't be an issue. I know it's easy to freak out and go, oh my god, there's no one playing, but it's Generations Ultimate. If there's no one playing now, there will be people playing very soon. It's just a momentary dearth of people. Okay? Let's all relax. It's fucking hot, by the way. It is unpleasantly hot. And, yeah. I had something spicy for dinner as well, so I started sweating, and you can imagine, not purely because it was spicy, it wasn't so fucking spicy that I was literally sweating as a result, but it didn't help. Because it was already hot, it definitely caused me to sweat a bit. And so, yeah, it's hot, okay, and it's unpleasant. It feels like it's the middle of summer. It shouldn't be this warm at 9:45 p.m. Yell says, thank God you streamed. What, were you gonna engage in self-harm if I didn't? In which case, I'm also glad. We're drinking sherry today. Parpadillo is the name of this one. And, yeah, cheers. I'm sorry to hear that, Tal. Also, hello, Diggs by the way 7. I do not know who you are, but your greeting drew my attention, at least briefly. I don't know what it was about this room that was... by the way, the reason why there is a... you can see that there is actual chat history. It's because I technically haven't logged out of this session. Because the switch goes into standby mode, it will show literally the last session that I spent playing this game on camera. And that was with Yamatori, Beta, and Ethan. But, yeah, I'm not too sure what it was about this room and me that caused this person to join and then immediately leave. I will have to remain in the dark on that one. I was right, at least, that someone would join very soon after having made the room, or after I had made the room. But they definitely didn't stick around, not even for a short while. I think that was about 10 seconds. Perhaps I should put something on the board. Quite frankly, I'm open to have the person joining the room post, because I have nothing in particular that I want to do. So they can post away. Well, that's always a good excuse. I shouldn't say excuse, that's a perfectly good reason, Tal. didn't listen to an album that I recommended him because he was busy attending a funeral. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Mark did not even wait for an invitation. He just took it upon himself to go to the quest giver and post something. He is using a truly terrible loadout with a gun that is inappropriate for this. How? How can you be hunt rank 109 and be using a heavy bowgun with 247 true raw in G rank endgame? Just for reference, starting true raw 260. And that's fucking low. 260 is fucking low for G rank, but I'd say that's starting. That's if there's something else going on, like really high element. What's going on? You're gonna bow to me, are you? Yeah, you should be bowing to me. What have you got on the board? Devil Joe? Well, at least he's aiming to make a full set. But you really do have some fucking cheek. Some hide. Posting a hyper Devil Joe... You can stop bowing now. To be posting a hyper Devil Joe with a loadout like that. You must have an alternative loadout. There's no way you got to hunter rank 109 with just that, so use your decent loadout. Unless your other loadouts are as bad as this, and as incomplete as this. There's not much to applaud, my friend. Let me tell you that. Do you have a different set? Let's hope you can understand. I'm happy to do his quest, just not when he's dressed in that garbage. Can't even fit set. Is he leaving because I'm not joining his quest? You saw that, right? The only reason why he didn't leave the room is because I said something before he got the chance to. He thought I wasn't going to do it and he was ready to leave, even though there's no one else playing the fucking game. He has to have another set. He's hunter rank 109. Not just one let's do this, but a second let's do this, and a request for help. I've asked him a question, and instead of at least making an attempt to translate it, we do live in the information age, we all have pretty comfortable access to Google. I've clearly asked him a question. That question mark is universal, everyone knows what that means. It means that I'm posing a question to him. And instead of even taking interest in what I've asked him, he says, let's do this, help! You fucking Looney Tune. I can't believe what I'm witnessing. This is just... And let's not forget that I knew we were going to be dealing with something special as soon as I saw him join the room and launch himself at the quest giver in gay abandon and desperation and just, ugh. What? Now, I don't know if he's saying bang bang as in he's going to shoot his gun, or this is some kind of Chinese phrase, but this is... thank you. Ignominious. 420, okay. Don't tell me... For a very brief moment, I did think that JC had turned up and posted a quest, which would have been hilarious. Two people standing here with their quests on the board, effectively begging for assistance. That is not what happened. JC is hunter rank 999, is unreservedly joining up on the quest. No questions asked. Oh, this guy's got a fucking terrible loadout. Let's go play with him. Quite frankly, I do obviously have some hesitation here, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Quite frankly, I don't know how long we're going to last. Yes, there are two of us at hunter rank 999, but Just how effectively can we carry someone with no armor skills and effectively high rank damage against one of the harder monsters of the game? Even full G rank teams do get, well, triple carted, yeah. That's how I would refer to that. Triple carted by this monster, and yet we're hunting with this guy. What would make this easier? I suppose heavy pierce. Do I want to be carrying him? No, I don't. But I have actually identified that this is a quest that he needs to improve his loadout. If he were posting some random monster, the rewards of which were inconsequential to the betterment of his fucking loadout, I wouldn't be doing it. But he's got 3 pieces of Vangus X, okay? So he's probably trying to make full Vangus. Whether or not that's a good armor set is at this stage by the by. He needs armor skills and probably better defense as well. What's his defense? 531. It's not too bad. That's okay. I would say that he has upgraded some of his armor pieces, which is encouraging, but still, I do not think that this guy's got the right head on his shoulders. I wish him luck. Not just for this particular hunt, but in general. We're gonna need it to succeed. God. I struggle to imagine a person less deserving of 3 hunter rank 999s helping him in this game. I struggle to conceive of a person less deserving. I don't really know what to say. It's his lucky day. And if he's lucky enough to get 3 hunter rank 999s giving him a hand at this stage, he's probably lucky enough to survive the quest. Let's face it, he'll be okay. He's obviously getting very excited, spinning on the spot at speed. He's gone back to bowing, which is fine. At least he's courteous. Except that he's not, because let's not forget he literally sprinted to the quest giver without so much as a hello. No amount of bowing and clapping is going to excuse your abysmal setup. Alright, we should be good to go. I don't think I'll need more ammunition than this. Let us not forget that this gun also has Thunder level 2 internal ammunition, which is appropriate for this hunt given that Thunder is one of 2 equal primary weaknesses. Well, that was a little redundant. If I'm saying that there are 2 primary weaknesses, it would suggest that they are equally effective. Anyway, let's all take bets. How long is it going to take for this guy to die once? 1 minute? 2 minutes? Maybe he'll survive the whole hunt without carting once. Who knows what we're gonna get? I've got no fucking idea at this stage. Is that person using a great jaggy greatsword? It may be perfectly fine, I don't know. It may have some kind of benefit to, in conjunction with bludgeoner, I don't know. I mean, if he's using a great jaggy greatsword, I really don't. I mean, I do vaguely remember seeing it now that you mention it, but I'm sure it's fine. If he's using it as a joke, then so be it. Quite frankly, it wouldn't be the first joke to join up on this quest. Well, depart on the quest, we'll say. Ugh. Well, there's an interesting time for him to reach a damage threshold. It's not often you see that. Literally cancels out of that attack animation to roar. Ugh. If you're wondering why I'm so dissatisfied with my hair, it's because it's hot and it's sticking to my face, okay? Okay? So give me a break. Whoops, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Yeah, I'm the one who dies first. Why is that? It's because I got distracted, sorry. I pressed the wrong buttons and then I was too focused on changing my ammunition back to pierce level 3 to actually avoid the monster. It is always irony like that which keeps the world turning, doesn't it? Isn't it, rather? Yeah. Noob down. Exactly. Exactly. That's fine. I'll own that. But it is exactly... I mean, Mark's about to die. This is the problem. Like, I cannot be dying because all of these deaths need to be reserved for Mark. All of them. I don't know how he's going to survive. He can't. He actually can't. He left the area to heal, which is good of him to do, but seriously. Like, I can't be dying like this. Otherwise, we really will have no hope in hell. Of course, I factored in the delayed attack, given that he is in hyper mode. Really, I don't need to position myself for appropriate critical distance damage because I am using shot booster. Fuck. Hate it when he walks forwards. I'm used to him walking backwards. There goes Mark. I mean, should have eaten for insurance, in actual fact. That's alright, I've got evade extender. If I didn't, I would have been in serious shit, but, you know, you can make allowances for risky behavior like that when you've got evade extender. I do hate that attack, it's not nice. What are you doing? Well, I was not expecting you to do one and then start launching into a direct biting maneuver against me. That was definitely outside my calculations. If we do fail, quite distastefully, it will be partially my fault. I will have at least contributed 1/3 of our failure, or contributed to 1/3 of our failure. So that's really a nasty feeling, given the circumstances. He's done well to only have died once. I was expecting him to have died more than this by now. I will use Supernova when it feels appropriate to do so. At this stage I would say it's not really. Let's do it now. Please don't come after me. Please don't come after me. Got the good, got the correct distance as well for that one. JC fainted. This is completely inexcusable. This is completely inexcusable, and I will admit that I contributed to this, but how the fuck can we possibly be failing this quest for this guy? Like, we're actually the ones failing it for him. Like, this is shocking. This is the irony of the world. I mean, you don't understand it until you've experienced it, but in the scenarios when you least expect something like this to happen, it happens. I mean, how would you expect this hunt to transpire? You would not think that you'd get 2 hunter rank 999s dying, and then the guy with the fucking dog shit loadout only dies once. It's like, oh shit. Exactly. This is the point. Mark, he is, if nothing else, an entirely indefatigable hunter in the sense that he has a failure, straight back in there, ready to do another hunt. He is an absolute stalwart. He will get in there and keep trying until he succeeds. It is too hot right now, I'm so uncomfortable. My hair, I mean, you've never seen me mess around with my hair as much as I have today. You know why? It's because I'm not actually assured of the fact that it looks fine. Once I'm assured of it, I'll leave it alone. Okay, that's probably, is that even okay? I have to look out the side of my, well, in my peripheral vision. Anyway, purchasing some Pierce level 3. Let's try that again. That was really substandard. Okay. So this time, what I will do is I'll check to see what everyone else is eating for. Kickboxer provoker. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck me. What? How could you be doing this? I don't care if you've got absolute advantage. He's using striker style heavy bowgun, no skills. High rank damage, feline provoker. You can bow until you're blue in the face. You fucker. You trying to have us fail this? Unbelievable. Yes, I will obviously be eating for insurance. Because this is a shit show if I've ever seen one. Entertaining, I'm sure, but certainly bordering upon a complete waste of time. Alright. I refuse to believe he has any clue as to what is going on. Yes, that I would also evaluate things in that fashion, with those words. Yeah, he without a doubt got carried to Hunter rank 109. Aggressively carried. Feline provoker. It almost makes me sick that this guy is that stupid. Eating for feline provoker with this kind of loadout, I mean. In almost any other situation you would think he was taking the piss, but he's not. He's the genuine article. And this is what you people need to understand, like... Sometimes I do struggle to work out if someone's taking the piss, particularly in Monster Hunter, because I encounter some awe-inspiring stupidity. The kind of stuff that makes you sit there with your mouth open and go, really? I didn't know. I didn't know people were that dumb. Well, I'd like to think that those of you who have watched this series will understand that that's precisely what my life is. It's constantly matching up with people who are dangerously stupid. Dangerously. And, yeah, that's what I have to deal with. Probably great for recording content, but this isn't a recent phenomenon. It's starting to wear on me at this stage. I don't know which way you're breathing, you fucker. I don't know if you saw that, but he wasn't really clear on it. It's like he was still making a decision. And now you're breathing at nothing. You ass. You're going for a fourth? There's no one over there. You're putting me off, Devil Joe. Alright. You think that the 31st of the 7th is when he started playing Monster Hunter 0731? It's possible. Oh, I feel like I'm only barely getting out of the way of that every time I fucking roll it. My greatest fear, of course, is trying to roll away from him, but then he ends up aiming for a different teammate mid-breath, and then ends up getting me squarely on the body with his breath, and of course one-shotting me because I can't survive the hit. Ordinarily wouldn't be a problem, you just don't get hit, but it is a problem if he wants to change targets. Sometimes he keeps to a consistent target, and then other times he doesn't. And sometimes you don't find out until you're in the firing line. Alright. Let's just focus on getting as much damage out as we can. In as short a time span as possible. He went for a fucking double attack. It's bloody double dip pirouette with bite and tail swing. Which quite frankly nobody asked for. Alright. No. I'm so sick of this attack. I can't fucking get out of the way of that when you choose to do it when I'm using gunpowder infusion. Fuck. This particular Devil Joe has been my worst enemy. I don't care. I will own it. I will deal with it. It's fine. Mark is surviving and I'm not. That's fine. I'll live with that, okay? Doesn't hurt my pride, doesn't do anything. All it does is show that irony is alive and well in this world in which we live. Oh, I didn't realize that that's what Mark was doing. Apparently he's just... You're right. The irony is that he was running away from the Devil Joe. Let's see if he comes back. Wouldn't it be funny if he came back in here? But he was not chasing after the Devil Joe. He was actually running away again. Is he running away? Yeah, he's actually not contributing at all. I've not been watching Mark's contribution to the hunt. I feel a whole lot better now about him surviving and me dying, because apparently Mark is not actually engaging the monster. Which is technically... No, it's not a good choice, and I'll tell you why. Of all the problems that his loadout has, defense isn't one of them, so he can take a few hits. As people say in this day and age, it's a skill issue. You know, that's the new thing everyone's saying, isn't it? Well, it's entirely applicable to this situation, let me tell you. And... God. Fucking hurts to look at. I'll try to pay less attention to Mark and more attention to the hunt so that we may actually succeed. But... God. Well, yeah, if he hunted the monster, he may find himself learning how to play. Don't think there's much... Maybe, you never know, he may be sitting back and observing the hunt. I think I was not actually expecting you to do a foot stomp that quickly. Thought you had a few more swings in your Devil Joe. Bloody bastard of a monster. I will do a supernova, probably now. Just don't come after me, please. He fucking turned away from it. I mean, I'm not expecting to get the initial impact. I don't have to get that, and indeed, it does plenty of damage without it, as I think. As far as I'm aware. I could be entirely wrong. But I'm assuming most of the damage is the explosion. And then you get a bonus for good impact before the explosion, but to watch him turn away from it like that is just bothersome. Oh, fuck off, man. No, I'm sheathing. You get your fucking dragon breath out of here. Look at him follow me like that. I'm diving just in case. I'm 99% sure that I can clear it by running in that direction, but I'm not taking any chances at this stage. I have no margin for error, but I've fought this monster enough times to not really have that be a risk. To be honest, Hunter rank 109 is not a very high Hunter rank for this game, but that's still, I don't know. I can't really guess how many hours one would need to get to Hunter rank 109, Hunter rank 109 without really trying to get through the game as quickly as possible and grind HRP. Everyone plays the game at a different pace, I suppose, but I'm assuming he probably hasn't played all that much. He probably hasn't taken his time. There goes Mark. What's hilarious is that it's not like he was shooting the monster in that moment. I don't think he even had his weapon out. I think he was just fucking standing there. Maybe he was frozen with fear and just ended up taking a dragon breath to the face. It makes me wonder how he has survived for this long. It feels as if the only reason why I survived is because the monster hasn't approached him. And then as soon as the monster does come towards him, again, which is not even remotely pursuant to the fact that he's got a fucking feline skill that attracts the monster to him, but as far as I can tell, the first time the monster goes and attacks him, he just dies. That's it. No hope for this person. He needs someone to sit down with him and probably explain how to play a video game. Forget Monster Hunter skill. Again, sometimes you can attribute no, stop. Oh, shit. Anyway. Occasionally you can impute game-related inexperience to poor play. Okay? But in this scenario, I would say he's probably just fucking dumb and also doesn't know how to play a video game. Game sense versus common sense. That's the point. Face has been broken. Oh, stop it. Shooting you in your anus, which actually does allow for good piercing, because it goes through the main body through towards the head. Oh, give it a rest. That's a cinematic tail cut. Well filmed, well captured. Almost out of my pierce level 2. We've got a limp. Let's go for the capture. A successful hunt is on the horizon. Mark just needs to stay the fuck away from this thing. Go carve your tail and... It's over there. Alright, maybe he heard me. He heard me in his heart. Alright. Can we not continue with the hunting of the monster? Can we just drop a trap, please? No, don't hit me out of dropping it. For fuck's sake. Alright. God forbid we capture the thing, huh?
No, we really want to increase the risk. We want to fail.
Again, as I say, I was worried that Mark would enter the room and immediately die. Not so much worried about us dying, although that has happened. That wasn't my main concern, it was that Mark was going to somehow ruin things. Mark is learning, don't bully him. No. No. Quaint, but no. Alright. So I guess he's just going to keep posting Devil Joe, which is not going to be happening. If he does it again, nothing against him personally, but if he posts another Devil Joe, he will be kicked from the room. Swiftly. What am I missing? Oh, the trap. Seriously though, I'm not going to allow for that sort of shit. Do excuse me while I briefly distract myself with my mobile device. The reason why is because I'm... Anyway. Alright. So I'm texting, okay?
It's all about the texting.
I'll have you know it's work related. I have a good reason for it. Oh. Well, sadly Mark... See, I don't know what Mark is doing. Is he going to the prep area? Is that what's going on? Is that why he hasn't just taken it upon himself to post again? Oh goodness. Oh, here we go again. Let me guess. I'm not going to be able to pause my playback. Oh, it's already paused! Hallelujah. That's a reference to past issues I've had with the Twitch app. Okay, Player 3, please post before Mark posts. P3 post. Hopefully you can understand that. Again, they're all from mainland China, so good for them if they know what on earth I'm talking about. It's just that sort of Generations Ultimate terminology, like P1, P2, P3, P4, which doesn't seem to have any language barriers getting in the way. Oh, wouldn't want to stop you, mate. Wouldn't want to stop you. Guess what? As soon as that sound plays, I'm gonna get a crisp boot to the posterior. Why did you leave? Because he went to post? He wasn't going to be allowed to post. You're being removed. Go away. Why did that other guy leave? I literally wanted him to post. This community just hurts me. CL, please have the patience to sit and wait for more people to come. If you don't, then I will at least be able to wait for literally an entire new room. I think there are enough people playing to allow for that. Mark is going to get a shock when he attempts to join this room again, and is immediately kicked. I have been charitable enough. Look at him go. Oh, it must be my internet. Must be. I don't know why that other guy had to leave. That would have worked perfectly fine. He could have posted his quest, we would have had something to do, we could have departed with 3 people, we would have been hunting, I would have been providing you, my dear audience, with some entertainment, and we would all live happily ever after. But instead, we're sitting here in solemn quietude while we wait for someone to come and rescue us. I mean, I could post something for fun, but don't know what I'd do. I'd have to select a quest first. I'm not going to use this loadout again. Oh, God. Oh, that looks like fun. Wonder what monster that is. There's a question mark. Here we go. I had a fucking feeling. This community is like nails on a chalkboard. Absolute cringe. Ugh. It's basically this community in a nutshell. At least there's someone to hunt with, but God, the quality of the player base is just... It's dirt, that's what it is. It's actual dirt. And in a very different way to other Monster Hunter communities. I have to make it very clear that Monster Hunter communities have been really going backwards and downhill fast since 3 Ultimate. 3 Ultimate was the first game where the community really started to shit the bed. And then 4 Ultimate was the end. That was literally the end. And I mean when they came out. Okay, I'm not talking about after some time had passed. I mean like when 3 Ultimate came out on the Wii U, I noticed that, wow, this is considerably worse than anything I'd seen in Tri. It's hard for me to speak for the communities of the games that came before Tri because I didn't play the PS2 games and at that time, and I didn't really engage with many people in the PSP games. So, God, there's so many Hunter Rank 999s. My God, these are the only people who still want to play at this stage. But yeah, I just noticed that things were going downhill. 4 Ultimate was it was awful. Like, before you got to G rank, it was basically a bunch of impudent children, and then you got to G rank, and they were man children who had serious problems, like mental deficiencies. And then Generations Ultimate was a sort of a dilution of that. It was not quite as bad, but it still never got better. It was just it's like a watered down version of really stomach churning beverage, you know. It still tastes like shit, but it's not as potent anymore. So that's basically what's happened, and yeah, sadly, it's never really... Oh, God. To slay a legend. Crimson Fatalis, huh? Alright. Yeah, there's no shortage of 999s around here. Yeah, maybe P3 was an insult. Maybe it was. Maybe it means something in Mandarin that I am not aware of.
Xiaoma.
Anyway. Crimson Fatalis. What can I use against this monster that would be fun? Well, the temptation at this stage is obviously to use Light Pierce with Adept Rolling. I'm going to do that just so that I can... Oh, well, it says question mark name left the hub. What that means is that someone who failed to properly connect connected enough for us to see him fail to connect, if that makes any sense. Alright. So, I'm going to follow my own advice. I'm going to follow my own suggestion and do Adept Light Pierce Bowgun out of a desire to succeed. It's not a requirement for the quest that I have a loadout like this. What is wrong with you? Why do you people keep leaving? The grass is not greener on the other side. There's nothing going on. I'm one of the only rooms here. For fuck's sake. Grow a pair, get into the quest, and we'll have some fun. Or you can be a sourpuss. Honestly. Fucking shit stain. Turn your nose up at Crimson Fatalis. What are you gonna do instead? Go solo something, man. Go do a fucking Palico quest for your villager who needs some, I don't know, rice grain to feed their cat. I don't know what the villager request requirements are, or rather what they're actually requesting. Got no idea. This guy's walking up to the departure area as if he's ready to go. You know, my hunter rank is not some kind of panacea that's going to allow us to automatically succeed in the quest. You know, it is Crimson Fatalis, yes. So, we do need to A, have more than 2 people, and B, have a cohesive and coordinated team. This is not a team. You're using a hunting horn. And I am quite against the use of hunting horn with teams of under 4 people. I think if you're going to use hunting horn, the lack of damage that the hunting horn will do on its own will only be properly balanced out with 3 other people being boosted in some way or another by your songs. Whether that be the removal of stamina depletion for the increase of DPS across the whole team, whether that be an increase of elemental damage or physical damage. I always go for physical damage with hunting horn. That's my preference. I think that's the most obvious way to make up for the lack of the hunting horn's damage. This guy is antsy. Let's see how long it takes for him to just leave the room. I know you've got a curfew, mate, but I want to play the game. And while I'm sure your idea of playing a game is us 2-manning a Crimson Fatalis, that's not my idea of playing the game. That's more of a waste of time than sitting here waiting for people to join. Okay? I'm glad we're on the same page now. You can sit still. I don't know. There you go. See? I reasoned with him. He understood. Someone's failed to join again. Don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm not a good host. Maybe people are struggling to connect to me. Although it was probably the same guy from before. It's probably the guy who disconnected last time he attempted to do so. What a great recording, honestly. I had a feeling. I could smell it. I could sense it. Are you going to post something more appropriate, or are you going to actually leave? Post something more appropriate, and we can two-man it if you're really that impatient. It seems like he is going to do that. Well, he's got a better head on his shoulders than I thought. I'm actually going to depart with him on the quest with only the two of us, if it is a reasonable quest, because I recognize that he does... This is your idea of a two-manable quest? Furious Rajang? No. I'm not two-manning it, man. I need to stop saying man and mate and all of that. But, oh, God. So what am I going to do? Am I going to change my loadout just to sit here again waiting for people to come, and then for you to get bored of waiting, and then you leave the room? What recourse do I have other than to do precisely that? Dual blades. I'm in the mood. I'll tell you what I'm especially in the mood for. Hunting. But that doesn't mean I'm going to do dumb shit. Well, actually, I might use blunt dual blades with White Death. That looks like fun. Yeah, that's a loadout. Look at that. So I don't know what the damage is going to be when I depart on the quest. You have to understand that the damage boost of Bludgeoner does not show up outside of a quest. It only will be applied to the hunter during the hunt. But, oh, we've got Esterila. That's a bad name, Esterila. It sounds like sterilize. Sterilization. If it were Estelia, that would be nicer. You would avoid the whole sterilize word. But no, Esterila. Maybe Esterila? It doesn't matter how... Well, Esterila maybe is a little better, but I don't think so. It's Esterila. So, yeah. You do see those sorts of names sometimes. Names that people have thought of randomly, that they've gone along with, but unfortunately they sound like another word that is either quite unbecoming or just downright awkward. And this would be one such example. Just doesn't read nicely, you know. Not nicely at all. Ah. Looks like we've got someone also using Bludgeoner. Lumi. Now that's a cute name. Lumi's a cute name. Come on. Can't deny that. We've got a name that reads like shit, and a name that reads real nice. I will ready up when everyone else is ready to go. Because I don't trust people. And I don't trust Diraho, that's for sure. Or Diraho. It's probably not Diraho. I'd imagine that he's an Asian. So Diraho is good enough. I have just been described by someone who wouldn't know a drunken man if they beat them across the back of the head with a blunt object, that I appear drunken, which is great. Yes, I'm very drunken. It may have nothing to do with the fact that it is A, incredibly hot, B, I have been sitting here waiting to get into a decent hunt pretty much since the start of the recording, and perhaps that may explain any of what you appear to consider to be drunkenness, but no, I'm not drunken. But thank you for your evaluation. Anyway. At this stage, I do actually think, oh, I hate that. The animation literally has concluded, and then you still get hit, because, I don't know, he's standing there as if he wants to be hitting you, but even though he shouldn't be hitting you, his mere intention to hit you is enough. What I was going to say was that I think this is a decent team. Lumi doesn't exactly have the best loadout in the world, but it's better than some that I've seen. I think some that all of us have seen hitherto. Anyway. Again, I do really like this loadout that I have here. Oh, had a feeling that might get me. I didn't really have enough movement there. I was up against the edge of the map. Oh no. Unfortunately, particularly with Furious Rajang, one is incentivized to attack the back legs primarily and then only go for the front part of the body when an opportunity arises. If you actually go to the front of the body and aggressively try to attack that without a specific opportunity being presented to you, you will end up getting hit constantly. That's what's going to happen. This is one such opportunity. And this is one of those situations where Demon Dance is advisable. Even if it doesn't look like I'm hitting this monster with all of these attacks, land compensation will actually deal all of the damage. Oh, you were gearing up to do something. Looked like a possible pinning attack, which I haven't seen recently with this monster, right? I don't even remember what that looks like. But yeah, as I was saying, this loadout is nice, although Dual Blades is only somewhat enjoyable with this monster. I was in the mood, I happened to be in the mood, or at least I was in enough of a mood to be using Dual Blades to actually equip them for this hunt, but there are better loadouts, better weapon types to use, I'd say. I'm trying to dive that, there we go. What is your current loadout, Tal? I do know that when we were last discussing your Generation's Ultimate progress, you were only high rank. Or very early G rank, something like that. If you want, I can dish this room after this and we'll just do your quests. I don't mind. Got nothing against that. Like, I don't have to play with the community here. But that's only if you're available to do that. That's a pretty good Bloodwind. You will notice that Bloodwind 2 is still being used here. I'm surprised I didn't get hit there. Definitely would have been in keeping with the previous situation. The sterilization has died. No. You keep away. He kept away alright. He ran away. Or flew away, glided away. Jumped away, I suppose is how it's supposed to work, but it doesn't really look that way, does it? Because he fucking floats to where he needs to go. He's like a flying fox. That's the way in which he travels. Yes, good for you. I got hit by probably the hunting horn guy. The reason why I was making strange noises there was because I wasn't sure if I actually wanted to be going in for the attack during that animation of the Raja. Seemed a little dangerous. Oh, fuck your tremor. At this stage I want to get my... Oh, are you for real? That was rather nice, watching me go into demonized mode mid-air like that. I can barely see what's going on. There are ferns in the way. Hold on. It has actually, by the way, become less uncomfortably hot. Maybe it was my spicy meal that was heating me up so much. It wasn't just spicy, to be fair. It was actually hot in terms of temperature. I literally just rolled into that like an absolute buffoon. I readily acknowledge that. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable now. So I suppose it's less the weather and more... I mean, certainly the weather is contributing to it, but... my body temperature has now neutralized a little bit. Which is good. What is not so good is my play. I have been playing atrociously. It's been a very disappointing demonstration. And performance. Performance, mostly. I suppose demonstration of my competency. It was a poor demonstration of that, but... or just competence. Both horns have been broken, which means that a decent number of attacks have actually been directed at the head, which bodes well for overall team damage. That was a pretty good hunt, to be fair. We managed to get the monster limping fairly quickly. Hope I'm going the right way. I think I am. Probably. Alright. Tal's going to grab Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, so we're going to play together. On stream. Shut up. It was super effective. Yeah, they didn't really make any changes, girls. This map is essentially the same as all of the second-gen games. A slight change was made. I think they, there was something that was changed. Oh no, I'm thinking of, from DOS to Freedom 2. I think in DOS, there was a difference. I think in this area here. Hold on. Not there. Fuck off. Anyway, there was... I don't believe that in DOS there is actually access to this area from this southern area. I believe the path that's here was created in Freedom 2. I believe I'm remembering that correctly. Either that, or there was no way to actually climb vines to get up there. Maybe this cave entrance did exist, but you couldn't go back the other way, something like that. We will keep it open, Tal, and I will actually host the room because that will encourage people to join. Feels like the best way to go about it. This room is a healthy one. It's just that... I don't know. I'd rather hunt with you, I suppose, than hunt with random people, at least at the moment. I feel like I've been burned by hunting with this community recently, so... I'm gonna make a new room. It shall be... helping... a friend. Because if I just call it helping, everyone's gonna run in saying, do my urgent, or please help me. What's... well, whatever, I just won't put an HR minimum on it. It will be G rank, so... G2, let's say G3, because I'm assuming that if you have Lao Shan Lung, that's your urgent into G3, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Okay, so we'll do G3. Technically, you'll be doing... Well, no, I think technically an urgent quest for G2 would be considered a G3 quest. So, it's not incorrect. Alright. Lao Shan Lung will be our hunt. And I don't mind, because I haven't done Lao Shan Lung recently. As for what I will use, well, I suppose I'll have to use something ranged, won't I? Pierce Dragon? No, I'm not using Polestar Tangaroa. No, thank you. I will just use something simple, something easy. And in fact, this would make more sense to use the bow that I'm about to use. It's the Hoi. Here it is. Yes, that's my pronunciation. Hoi. The good thing about this bow is that it doesn't actually really need coatings to be effective. You can see it doesn't have any except for exhaust and paint. And that makes this much more comfortable to use against a Lao Shan Lung, because you will need a lot of arrows to fight Lao Shan Lung. You don't have to worry about combinations or filling your inventory with coatings or anything like that. It just works. You could have attempted to search the quest list. There's like hardly anyone playing, or room list, but anyway. Hunter's Hub ID is up. If you wanted to, it would be 10 times faster to just check the available rooms than to put that in manually, but I'll leave that up to you. It is rather public. Anyone else who wants to join, who's watching, is also welcome to do so. Feel free to send me a friend request if you'd like. We'll make things easier going forward. I can't imagine that you'll be fucking up too much. It's Lao Shan Lung. Do you know how to operate? Oh, you probably don't know how to operate the siege weaponry, do you? The thing is, I don't really know how to operate it because I never operate it, so it definitely helps to have at least one person operating it, but I don't want that task to fall to me. So I do hope that we get other people to do this with us. You've only tried 3 times? You mean you've attempted this quest 3 times and failed it? Is that what you're suggesting? Not just suggesting, but explaining. No, you can add me through Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, I think. As an example, the friend registration, send to all. Well, I sent a friend request. There you go. It can be done in Generations Ultimate. It's quite nice, actually, that they let you do that. It's nice and easy. It's almost like sending someone a guild card. I get a sense that, well, just as I was about to say that. Do post your quests, Tal, so that this Soulseer guy knows that we're actually doing things and that we're ready to play. The thing with the siege weaponry is that the Destroyer in particular, and I think it's called the Destroyer, is helpful. Makes a big difference. Maybe I'll give it a try. Maybe I'll try using the siege weaponry for the first time ever. I have to tell you, I've never used it. Not even once. I've watched other people use it, but I haven't bothered myself, so maybe it's time to give it a try. Oh my god, that instant... Oh, I suppose it's not the most attractive quest to put on the board, but seriously, you only have to do it once. God, the utter weakness of 4th gen hunters when it comes to this sort of thing. Do you people realize how many Lao Shan Lungs we had to fight back in the day to get good dragon weapons? as soon as they see the 4th gen Lao Shanlong, which is not even close to being as bad as the old one, they're just like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna hunt something else. You fucker. Again, I mean, it's clearly your urgent quest, right? So, he wasn't even willing to do one. Ugh. Nobody wants to do this hunt, apparently. Well, the community sure does suck, doesn't it? What a joke. You go into the 2nd gen community or the 1st gen community and you post a Lao Shanlong, no hesitation. No hesitation whatsoever. Everyone's willing to do it. And probably because they would actually benefit from doing it. They would actually get something out of it. But generally speaking, like, those people don't mind. And in that game, with a decent team, you're literally having to wait in the final area for the monster to get there. Like, you're actually sitting there at sometimes waiting 10 minutes, doing nothing. Just sitting there. And people are fully willing to get involved and help another player out, do their quest. This fucking community? Bunch of swine. That's what they are. Slime balls. Fucking insect people. Seems like Sassy is willing to join. Unfortunately, I will change equipment, says Sassy. Well, you only just joined. I'm not going to expect you to join up on the quest immediately. Anyway, the good thing is that now that you've posted the quest, anyone joining should be aware that you want to do Lao Shanlong. Is it raining outside? No, I knew it was humid. I knew it. I could feel the moisture. That's how that works. Well, you should go and play some Portable Third. Get yourself into old generation Monster Hunter. Henry99 has joined the room. He also seems to be willing to do Lao Shanlong. Well, I'm pleased that you'll finally be able to progress beyond this quest. Just goes to show that a community like this probably isn't all that willing to help someone at Hunter Rank 10 at this stage, but if I'm here already, it probably helps. This is going to be a quick hunt. Or about as quick as they get. I've got a high damage pierce loadout with bow. Henry's got a high damage pierce loadout with heavy bow gun. And I don't know what the hell Sassy is doing. I hope you're not using Insect Glaive. Probably not the best weapon choice. Pretty sure that Sassy had Insect Glaive when they joined the room though, so... And Tala's extending his thanks to the group for being willing to do Lao Shanlong with him. This is the community in a nutshell, Tal. This is the community in a nutshell. Don't engage these people in conversation. It's a bad idea. We've seen it before. We've seen Layla. We've seen all these people. You're not allowed to thank people. Okay? You're not allowed to thank people for helping you. It's not okay. Just don't even talk to him, okay? It's pointless. It's better to keep your head down and just play. Oh, God. What is Sassy doing? I'm glad that this person made it clear from the beginning that they were changing their loadout, but to what I've got no idea. I can't think of a person... I can't think of any person requiring this much time to get ready for a Laoshan Lung hunt, much less someone at Hunter rank 895. Anybody home? Is prepping. Henry is saying, anybody home? I can see that Sassy has changed the insect glaive from the Crimson Fatalis insect glaive to the whatever it's called, Atalkar insect glaive. Why did you need that much time? I don't really understand the fucking point. And why you would use Insect Glaive against this monster, I can't imagine. I don't think you can mount it. I'm pretty sure you can't. I know that you can stand on Laoshan Lung's back, but as for officially mounting it, no. Not as far as I'm aware. Is the community diverse? No. I wouldn't even say diverse in intelligence. I'd say that they're generally fucking stupid. The community is not diverse at all. It's basically all Chinese people. And personality is very difficult to find. I keep forgetting to eat. Would have been nice if I ate for attack arm. It may have made a significant difference. Why Henry went to that exit, I don't know. But regardless, I don't particularly want to man the siege weaponry. I hope Sassy's going to do it. I'm certainly not. Here he comes, oh god. He's already here. In 2nd gen, you'd be standing here for 2 minutes. Longer, quite frankly. And that's just to see the monster come through. The level 4 charge, by the way, is Pierce 3, whereas the level 3 charge is Pierce 4. If that's difficult to make sense of, then sorry, I guess. But I'll be breaking the shoulders, I suppose. Do it old style. I'm sure the shoulders can still be broken, so may as well go for that. I have no specific recollection of the shoulders even being breakable in this particular game. Oh yeah, that's right, I've got Power Shot here. What am I doing? Let's use some Mega Dash Juice. That will be much better for us. That was a good shot through the face there. But as far as Laoshan Lung hunts go, this one will not take too long. Could be a whole lot worse. You can see why it's so helpful and almost comforting to not need to worry about coatings at all with a bow like this. This is the ultimate Laoshan Lung bow loadout, and in my opinion, the ultimate Laoshan Lung loadout. It's ranged, it has infinite ammunition, and coatings are not required. So, you know, seems pretty good to me. Accidentally shot a heavy shot which ended up hitting the ground instead of the monster. Looks like we do have Henry manning the siege weaponry. I'm sure it's helpful, like I'm not saying it's not helpful, it's just not how I want to hunt monsters. I'm an old fogey who wants to use their weapon against the monster in a more organic sort of hunt than using some pre-prepared siege weaponry with gathered materials and materials picked up out of the box. That's my preference. Whatever the hell that is, that looks very effective. I seem to be standing right where Henry's shots are piercing through the monster. Or I was, at least. Again, I'm assuming the shoulders can still break here. It would make no sense for them to reduce the brakes of the monster. Oh, for fuck's sake. Wouldn't make sense for them to reduce the brakes of the monster. I should mention Pierce isn't as good for breaking it, but it's still going to be good for damage. The ideal weak point for shot damage, particularly if you're piercing, because Lao Shanlong is a big monster, that would be the back. Particularly the middle part of the back. It looks like that shoulder's already broken. Hurry up. God. Don't know what sort of patience you think I have. But yeah, Lao Shanlong's weapons are also very good in this game. I do use the Lao Shanlong Charge Blade as my dragon Charge Blade of choice. There may be other weapons as well. Yeah, you can clearly tell that Pierce is not great for the shoulder because obviously most of the damage of Pierce that I'm dealing is going through the rest of the body. Not so much through the shoulder. Alright. I'll be piercing through the back from now on. Also, the mobility of bow makes it a very good choice for Lao Shanlong. Back is broken. Should be a single break here. May even be a double break. It always looked like it should have been a double break, but it wasn't. There was this myth going around for a period of time that suggested that you could actually break both sides of the Lao Shanlong back. It's not true. You can only break one side. Should do my triple volleys. And I shall. Makes sense. The thing with triple volley is that it doesn't actually deal any elemental damage, but I'm not using a bow that has elemental damage anyway, so that's quite alright. I was calling it the Destroyer, sorry, it's called the Demolisher. I am happy to be corrected on that, by the game itself. Yep. That's also being destroyed. By an almighty body check. Probably should get a little closer. I have a feeling that I might just be out of critical distance. You can see that I'm within critical distance because the screen is shaking when I make my impact. Well, it's not just necessarily a an indication of critical distance. It's an indication that I'm hitting a weak point. Usually. I believe that's correct. Maybe the threshold doesn't necessarily mean that you're hitting the weakest point, but you're at least dealing decent damage. I think if you're hitting a weak part of the monster, there will be no screen shake. It's the sort of thing, it's subtle enough for people not to notice it, I think. I'm still getting screen shake there, so it's hard to know. It's hard to know what the threshold would be. It's probably not just for actual weak points of the monster. Come on. I have lost my Mega Dash Juice. Well, the effect is worn off. Stamina management is now a requirement, quite obviously, and it's annoying. But I have nothing against it. It is the balanced way of stamina consumption. It is the idea that your stamina will be consumed, and you need to manage it. I always felt that Dash Juice was a little too... It made things a little too easy. Of the things that I really didn't like about... Well, considering how many things about World I didn't like, or perhaps I should say 5th gen changes, I entirely agreed with the idea that Mega Dash Juice and Dash Juice should not just allow for infinite stamina use. It's instead a huge increase to the stamina's efficiency when consuming it. The Demolisher has been shot by Henry. Henry is apparently perfectly willing to make use of the siege weaponry. We've also got a restraint in effect, which is good. Who's going? Oh, I'm out of stamina. God. Bad habit. Forgot that I wasn't using Mega Dash Juice anymore. I'm trying to be sparing in its use. I've never made a Mega Dash Juice in this game. I've been bumming off the free Mega Dash Juices given to me by Capcom in the DLC item gifts list, or whatever you call it. I do obviously recognise that this is probably not the most exciting hunt to bear witness to, but it's definitely an improvement from the old one. At least there will be less time spent having to watch this. Also, important information for anyone who doesn't know this, and I only recently discovered this myself. I think it may have actually been Beta who told me this. One of my viewers. She told me that when Lao Shan Lung turns in this direction here, and the message appears on the screen saying, chase Lao Shan Lung to the next area, Lao Shan Lung stops taking damage. Entirely stops taking damage, and this is despite the fact that Lao Shan Lung is entirely within reach for at least another 2 minutes after that message appearing on the screen, but he becomes invincible during that time, and there is no point attacking him at that stage. So, we shall be doing that. It was literally, like, it's not just a recommendation, it's a fucking injunction from the game to get your ass to the next area and stop attacking the monster. This monster has been getting totally beaten down, though. Not as much as he could be getting beaten down, though, because Henry has not been spending much time shooting his gun. He's definitely shot the monster a bit, but nowhere near as much as I have. And if he had been shooting this monster as much as I had been doing, or have been doing, this monster would be in a really bad state. Probably not in any noticeable way, but we would notice it when we saw how quickly the monster would die after reaching Area 2. That's for sure. Oh, this is a great shot of the grass. I'm enjoying that. This is the perfect place to stand. I may actually try to stop that. That's really annoying. Particularly in this situation. I'm glad that Lao Shanlong has fallen on the ground before. This fucking, what's with the shrubbery here? Go away. It's not really shrubbery, it's more like long grass, and it's annoying. Ugh, stamina management. Actually, we'll do triple volley. Once that message is, once that message appears on the screen, there we go. We now must vacate the area and wait. I'm sure that tail is as deadly as ever. And Sassy's probably going to get hit by it, I fucking knew it. Huntrek 800 and something doesn't have that built-in muscle memory of the movement of the Lao Shanlong tail that all first and second gen players learn. It is what it is. So awkward when people have stupid messages for their auto shouts. Every time Henry places a bomb, he screams, 1, 2, 3, run! So we have to read it twice, because usually when you place one bomb, you're placing another one as well. Oh yeah, I forgot that you can only use the Dragonator switch once in this game. Well, it's hard to know. How am I supposed to read your name? Nupch! Like, I do realise that everyone who makes a Twitch account has to make a name that is very difficult for people to read or understand, but God. I can't even shorten that name. Tell me how to pronounce that, or give me a name that I can actually use that doesn't make me sound like I've got some sort of severe speech impediment. NPTCH, like that is the name that I'm expected to pronounce. Got nothing against you personally, but fucking hell. Cannot pronounce that. It's not, it's literally no vowels whatsoever. Right. Here we are with the stamina again. Oh, I've actually only got triple volleyed level 2. What I'm going to do, if I can remember, and there's no guarantee that I will remember to do this, after this hunt I will check to see if I have randomly unlocked triple volley level 3 at some point. Because I've never... Yeah, I'm actually able to say that I've never undertaken a quest with the intention of unlocking a hunter art. So all of the Hunter Arts that I have were Hunter Arts that were just unlocked randomly. And I should say that even though I knew that the double hyper gold and silver Wrath quest unlocked that Hunter Art, what was it? God, how am I forgetting? Whatever that unlocked. I've somehow managed to forget. Even though I knew that it unlocked that, it was not a quest that I had posted with the intention of getting it. It was a quest that I had joined up on, and we happened to succeed. So. Oh, it's, that's right, it's Chaos Oil 3. I remember now. Very good Hunter Arm. Kamiza Jagari was so desperate to clarify it that he very ambiguously said, the sword and shield art. Yeah, the sword and shield art. But yeah, definitely. Very good Hunter art, but a nasty one to get. Because the quest that is required to be completed to unlock it it's a bad one. More than anything else, it's difficult to get a good team for the quest. One's own performance is only part of the process. You need to actually get other people who can pull their weight. That is what I found to be most challenging about that quest. Of course, it was challenging for me as well. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. Those two monsters together in one quest is a rough ride. But maybe it does matter who you are. Maybe some people don't have that issue, but for me, it wasn't entirely comfortable. Even with a set that I deemed to be almost perfect for that, which was my Evade Extender Pierce set. Heavy bowgun, but yeah, still wasn't fun. Come on. I'm surprised this thing's not dead. I swear I'm doing a really bad job of aiming. Quite frankly, you have overstayed your welcome, Lao Shanlung. You could die real soon. I don't understand why Henry is still using siege weaponry. This is a person who has a very good loadout that would deal more damage than siege weaponry. I'm perfectly happy to endorse the use of the Demolisher, because it is actually good and helpful. But at this stage, he'd be better off getting his high damage, crouch fire, pierce heavy bowgun loadout and dealing some bloody damage with it. Seriously. I don't know. It is what it is. It's just prolonging the inevitable, but I'd like to be able to get it done sooner rather than later. Oh, Tal has the Dragonator ready to go. It's always good. Yeah, that's a good time to go for it. Very good timing. Nicely done. Waited for the perfect time for that one. Do we have a faster Lao death in this game? We do. That's good. Where's my fucking... Oh, it's a body carve now. Shit. The things you forget. I think it's 2 carve zones with 4 carves each. Used to be spread out across 3 body parts. 3 carves each. We get less carves overall, but it's easier to get them. And quite ironically, you would usually only get 8 carves with Lao Shanlung anyway. Because you had to wait for the really long death animation. Oh, I got a mantle. Okay, I was really not in need of that, but thank you. I'd rather it go to Tal, who is only Hunter rank 10, and would very much enjoy a mantle. Tal, definitely go further up the body, you'll get your other carve zone. Maybe you did fully carve. Didn't look like you had fully carved, anyway. Yeah, it's 8 carbs, not 4. Did I really need 3 mantles in one hunt? Was that necessary? Fucking hell. I'd like some of that luck in Freedom 1, thank you. Can I get some of that luck in that game? In Freedom 1, they for some reason made the Lao Shan Lung gem incredibly difficult to get. Incredibly difficult. One of the hardest rare items to get in the series. Across all games. And yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Anyway. Maybe it was just as hard to get it in the other first gen games. I think I might be getting confused with the fact that certain weapons didn't require the Lao Shan Lung Ruby in Monster Hunter 1 and Monster Hunter G that did require them in Freedom 1. Don't know what it was about Capcom. They had a real sadistic streak with Freedom 1. They were like, oh, how can we fuck up the hunter to the maximum degree? So, take it easy. You got 2 mantles? What the hell? Maybe they drop really easily. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm glad you got some mantles at least. Anyway, do take your time with checking to see what you can forge, checking to see what quests you have. There is no rush. Don't allow these players to rush you on that. I will probably do, let's say, 2 more quests I'm happy to commit to. No, don't open that. What are you doing? Bloody Twitch. Can you pause it? Oh, I can pause it. Very good, very good. Tile has already posted a quest. That's good of you. Okay. A loadout that would make this fun. We've already used the White Death with our Bludgeoner sound. So, I mean, we could also use a Bludgeoner loadout with a different weapon. There's no particular reason to avoid blood. Oh, actually, I think I do have the Elder Frost Greatsword, don't I? I do. When was the last time I used this? God. I've been neglecting my Elder Frost weapons. I should mention that I do need to make several more Elder Frost weapons. I think at least 3 more. The problem is I've already fought a lot of Elder Frost. I'm really getting sick of that monster. That's why I haven't done it yet. I'm sure someone's sitting there in the background going, where's your giant gold crown, Doomlink? Well, it's nowhere. I'm not going to be getting it. I don't want it. I have no desire to hunt all EX deviants, as in the ones that I've personally unlocked, because I have no desire to unlock them in the first instance, and then second of all, a big, shiny, golden, crimson crown is not enough to compensate me for the misery of doing the bloody deviant quests.
The deviant quests are so fun.
Yeah. Just like gouging my eyes out with a spoon is just an absolute delight. Can think of little else to do with my time than to repetitively do what is effectively an urgent quest system for an entire group of quests. I mean, great, thank you. The infinite wisdom of Capcom brings us complete garbage. Complete garbage.
The deviant monsters are so good, Doomlink.
Yes, I agree. That's not my concern. My gravamen at this stage is that the entire quest system is shit. The monsters are great. The quest system sucks. What am I doing? I feel like there's something that I'm organising for my inventory, but I've instead been fucking around with other things. I'm going to top up that Mega Dash juice, and I think then we're going to go. Yes. Ugh. Alright. Pinnacle Pioneering. Hope you've got some decent thunder res. Although it's not hyper or anything, so it won't be. Like getting run over by a semi-trailer. Sorry, a truck. Henry has exited the game. I guess he was the one who got hit by a truck. He's just gone to the fantasy world. He's been isekai'd, as they say. What's going on? Alright. When I say what's going on, what I really meant is, where's the monster? Just to further clarify my point. Henry's back. He actually disconnected, sadly. Well, obviously he disconnected, but it was not a permanent thing. Obviously he had just enough network instability to cause him to disconnect in that moment and then immediately reconnect. Unfortunate for him, but I don't think he'll have to wait for too long. If he's willing to wait, and it does appear that he is, yeah, he'll have a hunt ready for him in no time. Well, we've got a mount already, courtesy of Sassy's mount greeting. Nothing wrong with that. Trying to get in position for the head. Full combo on the head? Yes. Full combo plus pink monkey for the bonus. The secret damage increase. Have your final strike with the greatsword also hit a conga. It has a motion value, I swear. A special one. Only the game developers know. I do have Moonbreaker ready to be used. That's a very interesting flash bomb that I just witnessed being thrown. Not sure who threw it. I think it was Sassy. Because Sassy was there when it was thrown. Seemed to be in the right place. Can't believe we've got another mount. This is like 4 ultimate. Oh, there's another one. Oh, look out, Tal. That was fucking risky. You must have been on the edge, though. Some greatsword molestation here. No. You keep that away from me. Your giant head axe sword lightning thing. Let me rephrase that. That head axe lightning sword thing. There you go. That's slightly more articulate, Doomlink. Just slightly. Trying to get back on target, as you can tell. It's not going all that well for me. Oh, how the hell did that not hit me? Do a little better next time, will you, Astalos? For your sake, at least. Oh. Oh, I think I'm going to get a level 3 off here. Yep. Nope. Totally off target. I tried. At least I made an attempt. There you go. That's a better flash bomb. Alright, old Brimstone, slash it. Oh, beautiful. How good is that? Sassy is, through text, singing the My Little Pony theme while mounting this monster. Now, as I understand it, there is no riding of ponies that takes place in My Little Pony. Okay? I did watch all of it, up till, what, season 3, something like that. And there was no mounting of ponies. I think if there were mounting of ponies, a lot less people would be interested in it, and it might not actually be for kids at that stage. Although there are plenty of men who would like to be mounting ponies, let me tell you, but as for it taking place in the show, no. Certainly did not. It's a trap, screams Sassy. Does that mean you've placed one? I don't know where it is. No, apparently Sassy just made the comment alt unless it was an auto shout and then Sassy got flinched out of actually placing the trap. Tal, for the second time now, has informed us that we need drinks. And, I can't say I agree. He has said it a third time now. I'm sure Sassy is probably a little confused. At least a little confused. Hello, Yamatori. Like how you say watches in the present tense. I watched My Little Pony as it aired, okay? So, no, not watches in the present tense. And again, as I say, only the first 3 seasons. When it was, a thing. What did you call that? Altarnoth. Altarnoth. It's Altaroth. A-L-T-A-R-O-T-H. May as well do my Moonbreaker on the face. Insult to injury after death. One more hunt, and I think that'll do me. Provided that last hunt gets me over the 2-hour threshold. Which it should. It should. Alright. I got 2 Electro Gems. Very good. This is the day for rare material drops, apparently. Although, again, I'm not entirely sure if it's super rare to get 3 mantles when hunting a Lashan Lung. I'm sure they do drop more frequently. Because it's probably Capcom's way of saying, oh, we get it, guys, it's a long hunt. You get a higher chance of getting the rare item, okay? See, Capcom never would have been so charitable in the old days. In this game, and I don't agree with this at all, it is true that Capcom basically gave people all of the major materials that they would need in the game for the first 100 Hunter Rings. Probably the first 50 hours of their gameplay. So many things they just wouldn't need to get on their own. It was just given to them through DLC. And the more time passed since the game released, the more new players would have access to. And I hate that. I think that's really stupid. And disappointing of Capcom to have done. Doesn't mean I didn't download the stuff. But I didn't need that sort of charity. Played all the other games, obviously. I wasn't sitting there going, oh, I wish Capcom gave me 500 honey for nothing. I wish Capcom gave me 300 Mega Dash Juice. I wish Capcom gave me 900 Life Powder. You know, I wasn't sitting there thinking that. So, quite frankly, I don't know why they felt the need to do it. But they did. Don't forget your cool drinks again. What do you mean? I almost never forget my cool drinks. I think it happened like twice. And that was in, I don't know, 3 Ultimate maybe? Must have been 3 Ultimate. But yeah, that's very out of character for me, let me say. Alright, let's bring... No, we're not going to do Waterlight Bowgun, that's too obvious. Not doing Sword and Shield. Or, Longsword? Blunt longsword? Do I have a blunt water longsword? Let's find out. I'm in a bit of a blunt mood. Oh, that's an unupgraded Barbarian Blade. We don't want that. Empyrean Eve. Would I use that with Blunt? Would I do that? I think it's meant to be my Blunt one, so... Let's do that. Blunt Longsword with the Empyrean Eve. That's the entire reason why I forged this. Yes, I realise that it does actually start with white sharpness, but once I get through all that, I have a big chunk of green sharpness to make use of with Bludgeoner. So it's not as bad as it may look at first blush. Hello, Atalar. Yeah, quite frankly, I think the handouts of Generations Ultimate were almost enough to ruin the game. And I have no respect for Capcom for having done that. It was really embarrassing. Totally inappropriate. That's a rather adorable emote you've got there, Atalar. I want it. Not just the emote, but the girl as well. Oh, yes. Fear not, you will not be engaging the monster alone for very long. I'm on my way. The mission at this stage is to actually lower my sharpness intentionally. It happens as a matter of course, obviously. But the sooner the better. Because that means I'll be dealing increased damage. We're already dealing a decent amount. We're at 362 without any bludgeoner boost. I think it'll go to about 390 something with bludgeoner. Oh shit. That really does hurt, the lack of high grade earplugs with a longsword. Feels really bad. It's not nice at all. Fuck, I wanted to do the spirit combo in midair while jumping off the thing. My heart was in the right place, but I couldn't mechanically achieve it. Thank you for that paralysis, that was really well positioned. Probably not a good spot to start my combo, hey? Yeah, missed it, of course. That's not a happy thing to witness. Got Unhinged Spirit, which is nice enough. Rolled through that, fortunately. What are you doing? Seems that we're actually getting close to the exit. The exit of the area, that is. Oh. I think because I was flinched by a teammate, I didn't end up taking a hit there. I do have a feeling that that was within the hitbox of that attack. Or rather, I would have been within the hitbox of the attack and been hit as a result of that, but was not in the end. Due to good fortune, really. Oh, that was bad. Good fortune saved me a second time. Can't complain. Although I should try to improve my fucking play if I can. Oh, God. Too busy reading the chat. I actually didn't anticipate that large swing. That was not an attack that I was familiar with at all. Would love to drop sharpness sometime soon. Now that's just disgusting. I was literally between his legs, yet his tail still hit me from that position. That's not okay. I'm actually going to write into Capcom and complain. And while I'm at it, I'll write this unreasonably long disquisition about how Capcom is dead to me. And then they'll promptly put it in the bin without heeding a word of what I've said. Bastards. I can barely see what's going on, but I was in midair. Here we go. There is a head floating in the air, and I'm going to attack it. Would love to reach green sharpness sometime soon. If you're wondering why I'm not actually using Unhinged Spirit, it's so that I can use it now. I tend to wait until I reach yellow. Yellow charge level. Come on, of course not. That would be an unreasonable expectation. Would it not? I do have Critical Juncture ready to be used. Oh, that's right, I was supposed to check to see if I had Triple Volley 3 unlocked. I will check that if I can. I had a feeling that I was in a safe spot there, and I actually went for the roll, but I just missed it, sadly. Otherwise, I would have Critical Junctured it. Critical Juncture that instead. I fucking cut the tail with it! Beautiful. Did you see that? You can't deny that that's really nice. That was a beautiful attack. I wish that more of it had been captured on camera. Sadly, it happened behind me. But that tail just popped right off. Very nice. No, I will not trash talk the developers on Twitter because I would A, have to find my Twitter account from 10 years ago, and B, I'd have to deal with the, you know, fucking insipid community of Twitter. Capcom's great. I'd like to see you make a video game. And all the rest of it. And all the rest of it. I can't believe I haven't actually reached the green sharpness level yet. Makes me sick. Ask and you shall receive, Doomlink. Ask and you shall receive. I'll give... I was about to say give it a rest, and then I realised that he was missing me entirely. Stop with your... For a second I thought I was being shot at, but apparently I'm going crazy. Two separate descriptions of two separate events. Two separate tail rolls, and you both ended up calling it clean. I suppose because that's what it was. Zhao is going the wrong way. You know, the X is not pronounced zhe or anything like that. It's something totally different in Chinese, and quite frankly, I'd prefer Zhao. Okay? What's the plan when I get to yellow sharpness? Keep using it at yellow sharpness. That is the plan. Because yellow is still fine. The situation with yellow is that yellow is only bad if you have high element, right? Because how it works is the benefits of the sharpness multiplier on the green sharpness, the elemental multiplier on the green sharpness ends up being better for overall damage, but I'm assuming that given that I'm using something with very low element, probably fine to use yellow sharpness. Basically, the damage bonus that you get from green versus yellow is not really going to have a problem. with the bludgeoner increase. So really it's only an elemental issue as to which one's better or worse. And since I don't have much in the way of elements, may as well keep with yellow. If I'm going with a raw weapon, I'll definitely keep with yellow no matter what. Elementally, I will aim for green. Hopefully my explanation was not too convoluted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and... I'm going to keep on recording until my friend is ready to do... Oh, he's ready to do anime. I always watch anime with a friend at this time, so I work my schedule around him. But yes, that will be my last hunt. He's ready to hunt. And he has sent me this delightful picture. There he is. He sends me good pictures. That's, I can't remember the full name. Bofuri. Bofuri is the Japanese shortening of the anime. It's getting a second season. We watched the first season together. It was, you know, not an amazing show, but it was good fun. I enjoyed it. Alright. That was a pretty reasonable hunt. Look at... Oh my god, there's a laser penetrating his head. Look at it. And you can just see the grief on his face. The realization that that is the killing blow. Straight through the fucking brain. That's it. It almost looks as if I was the one who did that, and I may have been. That's a really epic shot. You cannot deny it. Look at it. What's the monster to do? The laser of death. Drawn through the skull by the tip of my blade. Anyway. That will conclude our live stream. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you when I'm next recording Monster Hunter or anything else that you'd like to watch. And, yeah. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye for now.